Kris Krohn here with REI TV. And you know what we're going to do today for Wealth Wednesday? We're going to talk about how you can actually become a millionaire. And I'll tell you something, a million isn't what it used to be. So put this one in your thick skull right now. I want to be a multi-millionaire. And today we'll talk about exactly how you can make that happen. Becoming a millionaire requires you to have a game plan. A game plan for me is where we map out over the next 5 to 10 years exactly the steps you're going to need to take in real estate to get where you want to be. Now, getting to be a millionaire in real estate honestly does not take a lot. Why? Because you're dealing with the most expensive consumable item that the average consumer can purchase. Think about it. A car is a $20,000 or a $50,000 item, and a pencil is a 10-cent item. But a house is a $150,000 or a $200,000 item when you're buying it below the median. So if you can walk into a house with $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 of equity, if you can walk in with cash flow, if you can walk in with tax benefits, and if you have a chance in the right markets to bank on some appreciation, then you put all that together, and let's just say after holding a home for 3, 4, 5, 7, 10 years, that you could make $70,000. Well, to become a millionaire, how many of those do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, a million. To become a millionaire, you might need 13 houses bought correctly over a 10-year period of time. But here's the challenge. You don't have the money to buy 13 houses today and wait for them to mature, correct? So how do you do it? Well, that's why you need a game plan. And you have an option here to actually reach out and request a custom and a free game plan. But I want to help you understand the concept of what a game plan is and how it works. And then I'm going to show you my own personal game plan of how I did it in a short period of time. Here's the first thing and the most important thing for you to know. You've got to find a way to buy a house. Because if I buy it with equity, whether I'm using my money, somebody else's money, and I buy it the right way and I use one of these strategies that we've been sharing with you in these videos where you have a chance to make that $70,000 over a 3, 5, 7-year period of time, then what we got to do is buy it, and then within a short period of time of seasoning, pull some of the equity out and move it into home number 2. 70,000 here, 70,000 here. A couple years later, what do I do with these 2 homes? Pull some out, turn it into a bunch more houses. And all of a sudden, the numbers start growing, they start expanding. And over a 10-year period of time, your first few years, you might just be buying 1 home that slowly grows into 2 homes, maybe 3 homes. But then wait a few more years. 3 homes turns into 5. I sold 3 of my 5 homes. I now have 8 with the money that I made. Oh my gosh, 8 turned into 12. 12 turned into 20. And before you know it, you've hit millionaire status. You have a residual income that you may be able to become financially free and retire from. And that's what a game plan is. Now, for every different person on this planet, there's going to be a different game plan. I'm about to show you mine, where I got started as a poor college kid. But most people don't select my game plan. The question is, what game plan is right for you? There's a different game plan for as many people as there are on this planet. You have a unique game plan. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share with you my game plan. I say that you can retire in 10 years or less. I'll show you how I did it in less than 5 years. I was able to swipe some butcher paper for my daughter. She loves to draw. So shout out, thank you, Lease. And let me just show you what it looked like for me. I sat down with one of my mentors, 23 years old, super poor, no money, and my mentor said, Kris, do 3 things. Establish credit, state your job that you're thinking of leaving so that it'll help you qualify, and I need you to put $5,000 in the bank. Well, I did this for 14 months, and I've got shortcuts today where no one has to wait that length of time, but this was how I got my start. And after that period of time, it came time for me to buy my first house. Now, this house was a special property because it came with a basement apartment that ended up covering my mortgage. So I didn't have to pay my mortgage on this house. And over that 14-month period of time, that $5,000 I saved up ended up being roughly my $3,000, $3,500 down payment to get into home. That was all I needed to get into this home. Now, here's kind of the cool thing about it. This house, I purchased it for $110,000, and it was valued at $150,000. So after 12 months of living in this house, my mentor said, Kris, the property has seasoned. Go to the bank, get a home equity line of credit, AKA pull some equity out of it. So I did that. I got a small line of credit, $18,000, and I used that to buy a much nicer house, a 3,000 square foot house in the neighboring city of Pleasant Grove. Now, what's awesome about this particular house, and maybe you've heard me share this story before, this was a house much nicer than my house, but I was delaying gratification. I was renting out my basement. In this house, by renting it out instead, I picked up a $500 a month cash flow. So between living for free and getting paid $500 a month, this was a good game plan. The other thing that happened here was on this particular house, I had a chance to purchase it significantly below market. This was phase one, step two of my personal game plan. Then my wife said, hey, Kris, we moved into our house, with a very small amount of money. Why don't we do that again? Well, I found a newer home with a basement apartment. What did I do? You're getting so smart. I rented it out, which helped cover the what? It helped pay for the mortgage. So all of a sudden, it was nice. My wife and I, she got really used to living mortgage free. One of the cool benefits of real estate. This is my game plan. There's thousands of them. But what I did was I used the equity, and guess what I did? I used it to buy my next house that had cash flow. And at the end of the day, look at this. Getting into this house took me about $5,000, $7,000, somewhere around there. For less than $10,000, $3,000 here, $5,000 here, I got into essentially these 4 houses. Now just think about that. My net worth on just these 4 houses alone increased my net worth to over $200,000. I was living for free, and I was cash flowing over $1,500 a month. And I'll tell you what, that was almost as much as I made salary-wise at my first job. And so having my real estate starting to pay for my livelihood, let me live for free, and increase my net worth is what led to the next phase. That phase is called partnering. What was I really doing here with partnering? This is where I started attracting first my father-in-law and other people that had both money and credit. And I just went to them and I put in all my expertise, and we became 50-50 partners on all the deals that we started doing. And so we would use their money and their credit. I could start buying real estate at the speed of light. Because of my ROIs and because of the cash flow and because of this, and then I built a team to do it for me, essentially I built a portfolio of 25 homes within 4.5 years that were producing over $10,000 a month. And at that point, I had all the confidence in the world with that dependable, predictable check that came in no matter what, that it was time to quit my job. Now, that's how I became financially free through real estate. And if I had to do it all over again, this was a perfect game plan for that day and time. Me today, you today, is moving a part of your game plan. Not for 98% of people I do game plans for, but it is one option. It's a valid option. Other people's game plans involve leveraging other people's money. Maybe it's a 401k, an annuity IRA. Maybe it's some home equity, leveraging the bank's money to basically come in and get your start. And here's the take-home message I want you to see here. If you can buy that first home intelligently with the cash flow and with the equity position, it's just a matter of time before it takes off. Because think about it. My first 2 years, I bought 4 houses. The next 2 years, I bought another 20 houses. What do you think will happen to you over 10 years? Your first 5 years, you're going to do very little in real estate. But what will happen is if you buy it right, that growth curve, it gets steep and it gets exciting. And right now I sell a property roughly every single month and I receive a 5-figure thank you check. It's been cash flowing me along the way. Real estate done right is an incredible vehicle. Now there are ways that you can go faster with like what I've shown here. And today I know how to go way more aggressive than this because I got to the point where hundreds of properties was the right speed. But in the beginning, just focus on getting that first property or that next property and do it right. So what is your first step? What is your next step? Well, it's to get a game plan. Problem is, there's a lot of people that wander off in the wilderness and actually know where or how to actually get one of these game plans. I got a team of people trained up, and what they do is they offer you a free game plan. Basically sit in your shoes and say, all right, knowing everything we know, the $500 million worth of real estate we've done, if we were you, Bob, if we were you, Susan, and we were starting all over based on where you're at, no matter how good, no matter how bad, good credit, bad credit, a lot of money, no money, how would we create a game plan to create financial freedom? And they're going to start by asking you this question: what's your number? There is a monthly residual income amount that will free you. It could be $3,000 a month. It could be $13,000 a month. There's an amount of money that is greater than all of your bills, and when that residually comes in, you do become financially free. And so if you click the link below, you've got an opportunity to cash in on a free game plan at no cost to get a different perspective from someone that has a very unique perspective on finance and life. And so I recommend that you take us up on that offer to create some value for you. Otherwise, subscribe. We'll plan on seeing you on next week's Wealth Wednesday video.